Okay, good morning and congratulations for your
Thank
Golden
you.
Globe.
Thank you.
That's okay. And congratulations belatedly for your Tony for Fences. We know it
Thank
was
you.
a play before.
Mhm.
What did you have to do differently to prepare yourself to bring Rose to screen?
Just make it more intimate. Just
Hmm.
make it more honest. Make it more true. Not beat anyone over the head with the character. I didn't want people to be introduced from the moment she comes on the scene. I didn't want them to be introduced to a woman who's angry and
Mm.
in pain and somehow suffering.
Yeah,
I wanted them to be introduced to a woman who's making her life work.
sure. Okay. And in terms of the time that it was set in, I mean, Rose and Troy raised their children in the 1950s. But do you think that women today, particularly black women, can identify still with Rose's tribulations and the way that she dealt with things and, as you say, the whole sort of the whole person, not just the pain?
Absolutely. I think that's why people are responding to the character. I think by the time she says, I've been standing with you, I've been right here with you, Troy, I got a life too. I
Yeah.
think a lot of women can relate to that because we sacrifice a lot emotionally.
Yeah.
And the first thing we sacrifice, the number one thing we sacrifice, is ourselves,
Sure.
and I think that's why many women are, they, it's like a call to arms almost.
Yes. And looking at Rose's choices, I mean, you say call to arms. Internally, as I was watching it, I felt like, come on, Rose, make a different choice. I was egging her on to make choices that were focused on her. How do you feel about Rose's choices?
How do I feel about Rose's choices?
Mm.
I never really thought about that.
Mm.
I never really thought about that. You have to realize that I'm an actor, so I have a different reaction than most people do
Yeah.
because we have to be more self-aware as actors. I think most people who come into the audience have a filtered down version of what choices are because, in fact, there are many women working today who are raising other people's children.
Yes.
That's where baby daddy, baby mamas come from.
Yeah.
We are doing just that. There are many women today who are with men who are abusive and
Yeah.
more abusive than even Troy. They're physically abusive. There are many choices that we make. I never judged it. What I did do is I personally thought Rose's choices made her a liberated woman.
Mm. She accepted it with a peace, didn't she?
She accepted it with a peace.
Yeah.
She loved that child.
Yeah.
She raises that child with love.
Mm.
Who knows where that child will go in that life,
Yeah.
in her life, because of that love.
Yeah.
Because it's like she said, I'm going to give her the best of what's in me. How
Yeah.
many women can say that? And she also does one thing that makes her absolutely a liberated woman is she holds herself accountable to the downfall of her marriage.
Mm.
And I think that is what people spend $100 an hour on
Yeah.
going to therapy.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we see Rose, in church with the mothers and they're
Mm-hmm.
praying for her and all sorts of outlets that she might use to cope with what's going on. What's the one thing that you would love audiences to take away from watching Rose?
Just that. The final scene, I think, is the hardest scene. That what she tells her son is, your daddy wanted the best for you. He
Yeah.
made mistakes, but your life from here on out is on you. So
Yeah.
you have to forgive, because forgiving is giving up all hope of a better past. It's now on you, and this is my part I played in it. I messed up. So
Yeah.
now go and live. That's what I want people to take away, because I think that's what most people do not do. They live in unforgiveness
Yeah.
and they live blissfully unaware of their own faults.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty of that scene.
Makes sense. And finally, I know that you're doing custody. That's coming up. Is there anything else that we should look out for you?
Besides How to Get Away with Murder, and I'm doing the next Steve McQueen movie called Widows that Gillian Flynn is writing. She wrote Gone Girl, Dark Places, and yeah, that's about it. And me being on vacation, but you don't look out for. I'm looking out for that.
We'll check the Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.